Good morning. Happy hump day. Welcome into your Wednesday. And so thrilled to have you on this February 5th. Boy, we're already moving through. Before we know it, we're going to talk about Christmas again. I was wearing my Hallmark shirt that says, "This is my Hallmark Christmas watching shirt" that I bought from a cafe in Lake St. Louis. I actually forgot to wear it around Christmas time. So my husband turned on Hallmark for me last night. It was a nice little chill evening. I hope you had a great evening, and I hope you're waking up and you're bundling up and probably grabbing your umbrella. If you're in our Missouri, Illinois area, thank you for tuning in day after day. All of you that are finding us in other states and other countries, welcome aboard. Come on back day after day. My name is Monica Adams. The show is The Real Monica Adams Show. And we're all about being authentic and kind and lifting your spirit up. And yeah, we might tell you about some things going on in the world, but our main goal is to take you out of those dark spaces and know that there are better days ahead. So hope and inspiration and light, that's what we're all about. We also like to give you some news you can use, some talking stories that you can go back to your friends and family and coworkers and say, "Hey, did you hear this? Well, I heard this morning." We're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. We're actually going to run through several things. Have you ever been to a Super Bowl? I was blessed one time in my life to cover the Super Bowl that was in Atlanta when our St. Louis Rams won against the Tennessee Titans. So what a game to be at. Well, now we are coming up on 59 Super Bowls. I want to find out, where are you watching the game? A lot of girls talk about, I don't care. Nope, there's a lot of women out there that love football, but do you get together because you want to get together with your friends? The couples get together, you're actually hosting, you just love maybe serving Super Bowl food, or do you watch for the commercials? Let's talk a little bit about that today. And 90210's Brian Austin Green, you remember him? He's actually was in the news just the other day talking about Machine Gun Kelly. There's a little tiff between the two of them having to do with his ex-wife, Megan Fox. So he's been a little outspoken here over the last 24, 48 hours. He is with one of my favorite dancers on Dancing with the Stars. They're actually not married. I do talk about the two of them. I just like to put them together as married, but it is his partner, Sharna Burgess. She's a beautiful woman inside and out. I met her when I went to the Indianapolis 500 a few years ago, and she was so kind and just truly ridiculously talented. So thrilled for the two of them being together. But today, we're actually going to talk about men's health with him. If you don't know, he has actually been diagnosed with some neurological disorders, ulcerative colitis. We'll talk about the importance of concentrating on men's health and getting your guys to talk and getting your guys to understand the importance of going to the doctor when something is wrong, right? It is imperative. Well, one of the things that we'll discuss with him today has to do with prostate health as well. And I know, what was it, a couple of months ago, we had a chance to sit down and talk with Dr. Salim Hawatma from our area, and he is with South County Urological Group, talking about the importance of getting your men to the doctor. It is imperative. So we'll be discussing all of that for you a little bit later on this morning. I'm also going to talk about orange juice. I need some this morning. My voice feels like it's getting hoarse again. But why is it possible that we might not have American orange juice very, very soon? What? Yes. Do you all love orange juice? I do. It just, I don't know, it brings me back to being a little kid. And there are people who will used to come over to my house and say, "Do you have orange juice?" And I used to be like, "Oh, I don't have any orange juice." Now I try to keep some orange juice on hand all the time, but there may be a problem with carrying orange juice in your homes very, very soon. And I'll tell you why. We'll also talk about the Waffle House and why in the world are they imposing a surcharge on your eggs, and $40,000 worth of eggs were stolen. I'll tell you where that happened. We got a lot of things to talk about. But before we do that, if you're in our immediate area and you're wondering what's it going to be like, how should I dress as I'm heading out the door? Well, here you go. Here's our forecast. Yes, it is raining already. And the bad thing about that is, depending on where you are, some of you are below freezing, and that could cause a problem. In fact, it may be the reason why I was hearing a bunch of accidents this morning over in Fairview Heights. Actually, 64 was shut down. It may still be. So check your Waze app or wherever you get your traffic from. Check it out before you head out, because you might have some shutdowns. I even think I heard 367, maybe in the southbound direction, was shut down as well. So be careful out there. We do have some scattered cold rain 39, that's all we're going to hit for a high today. 41 for your low, so we'll actually warm up tonight. Tomorrow, some AM showers expected to the south, but 52, nice to warm up and a little sunshine you can see peeking through. Friday, we have some evening rain coming in the mid 40s. And then on Saturday, scattered showers again. So we've got 4 straight days of seeing some rain, some heavier than others. 57, though, nice to warm up as you get into Saturday. Sunday, dry and 40 degrees. And then we get into Monday with a high of 42. Doesn't look like very much sunshine as we go into next week. And that's when we're talking about snow. Tuesday, a 40% chance. Wednesday, a 30% chance of snow. And then Thursday and Friday as we head into, yes, love time. Valentine's is next Friday, but our big Galentine's event. Have you been hearing about that? It is on Thursday, and we're talking about you needing to bundle up because it's only going to be 40 degrees. I hope there's not snow on the ground as we all head over to Stonehouse of St. Charles. Let me talk about it already because a lot of times we wait until the end of the show, but let's talk about it early. Galentine's, 400 women can get together inside Stonehouse of St. Charles and have an absolute blast. They're probably going to be able to hear laughter about a mile away. That's how much fun we're going to have. Signature cocktails, themed charcuterie, music bingo, at least 3 rounds of that. Some prizes. If you haven't purchased your tickets, there's a QR code right there on your screen where you can do so. And we're going to gather in here. Doesn't this look beautiful? Thank you to the Young's Photo for snapping this shot for us. I have not been yet. I am so excited to go there. We're going to broadcast at 5 p.m. Of course, some beautiful weddings have been there in the past, but now a great place for tons and tons of different types of venues. They're even talking about a murder mystery dinner coming up very soon. So again, your ticket prices include 2 beautiful signature cocktails, the themed charcuterie board, a lot of fun. Come early, do a tour of the beautiful stone house that's over 200 years old, and then do some shopping. We're talking about a really cool place called Diamond G Hats. And then there's permanent jewelry. And we're talking about a photo booth, candles, so much more. So shopping, sipping, laughing, maybe even making it onto the broadcast. And then think about them as well. I know tickets are going fast for Valentine's night. The Valentine's dinner will be on February 14th. That'll be at 6:30, a romantic dinner in the Stone House and incredible music from a past guest of ours and a very dear friend of mine, beautiful singer, international model, composer, violinist, Abby Stahlschmidt. She will be playing on Friday only. They are going to do another romantic Valentine's dinner on the 15th, so you can get tickets to that, but Abby will not be playing that night, just to let you know, all right? If you're just tuning in, hello to all of you. Let us know where you're watching from. Let me say good morning real quick. Julie Purcell, Linda Eckert, all of you Monica's Maniacs that just pop on. I love it. Kathleen Morris, Sean Fitzgerald. Let's see. I love watching the Chiefs. Okay, we're going to talk about Super Bowl in just a second. There are people talking about how they think the refs are favoring the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you think that's true after watching them play against Buffalo? Let me know. Diane, good morning to you as well. Michelle, of course, is up and Adam doing your moderating, dropping everything you need to know in. And we've got a lot that I'm going to tell you this morning. First of all, coming up on Thursday, I'll be back with Jessica Cook with Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. I spoke with her yesterday and she said, I'm really interested to know what you all want to talk about when it comes to our big positive talk time day. So start thinking about your animals. You've got dogs at home, you've got pets at home. Let me know the topics that are on your mind because we'd like to talk to those. Lori Campworth, good morning from Aviston, Illinois. Hi, Lori, watching on Facebook. Are you new to the show, by the way? That is a new name to me. Good morning, Julie Fabian. Yes, up and Adams, Michelle. We're going to talk about dogs, of course, on Thursday, but we do have a couple stories about your animals in the news today. And this is interesting because I believe that this may be something that many rescues, unfortunately, are dealing with. So the Humane Society of Missouri, we have incredible organizations all throughout our area. And the Humane Society of Missouri just rescued 75 animals in one day. And according to Jessica, she was just telling me as well that some of the long timers they had did get adopted. That's the positive news. No old old faces I'll probably remember. She said, except for Ryder, and he's pending. She said, we're going to share the amazing jalapeno story. Evidently, he has a Facebook page now. We'll also talk about February being Pet Dental Month. But she did tell me that they're preparing for their largest rescue transfer ever coming up next Thursday. So evidently a lot of organizations are dealing with this. So let's talk a little bit about this. I was looking at the Humane Society's page this morning, and they received 50 dogs from 2 separate rescues yesterday, including 40 through the National Mill Dog Rescue. The dogs will arrive in 2 transports at their Macklin headquarters, where all of the animals will receive health evaluations and emergency veterinary treatment. In addition, the Animal Cruelty Task Force, they're rescuing 25 cats that have been abandoned at a property in Phelps County. So the Greene and the Phelps County rescues are the result of investigations carried out by the ACT. As one of the nation's largest animal welfare organizations, Humane Society Missouri partners with the National Mill Dog Rescue to provide the necessary shelter, the medical care, the adoption services for rescued dogs. The dogs were rescued from breeding facilities throughout the state of Missouri. Now, for some of you, you may not have known that yesterday was the day of giving. So they said how ironic that they would do this big rescue on the day of giving. So they're needing donations, even though they got hopefully you donated yesterday on their annual day of giving. They said it definitely shines a spotlight on their mission and the real ways that they put the mission into action every day. But of course, more and more donations needed for all of our rescues, helping support the care of the dogs, and it can be made available on the HSMO website. But again, I also want you to help out not only the Humane Society, the APA does a great job. We've got Open Door Animals Shelter. I think they're a no-kill down in Jefferson County. There is a wonderful organization in Pacific, Missouri. And then, of course, I Love Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. They need your donations as we get ready for big rescues and big transfers and all the amazing work that they do throughout the year. Also want to let you know about a dog food plant in Rolla that's evidently closing their doors, Royal Canin. Yeah, they notified the state that its last production day will be April 18th. The company will then move production to its other plants. The company has 105 employees, and they will allow those employees to seek work at other Royal Canin facilities. So that's good news, because a lot of times, unfortunately, people just get a notification, they're out of a job, boom, and the company doesn't care about them anymore. But nice to see them trying to help out in any way they can. So again, Royal Canin in Rolla shutting its doors coming up in April. So a couple of animal-related stories to kick things off for you today. All right, now let's talk about this. I literally heard this right before I went on the air, and I thought this was interesting. I mean, think about all of you that use companies like Shein and Temu. That's just 2 of many. I'm waiting for a blazer that I bought, and I know it's from a Chinese facility, and I'm wondering if this is the reason why it's delayed, and I wonder if I'm ever going to get it. I probably have to contact PayPal and tell them, hey, give me my money back, because it's not happening. The United States Postal Service literally just announcing, and this is going to happen immediately, they are temporarily suspending accepting packages from China and Hong Kong until further notice. It is effective immediately. The letters and the flats are not included in the suspension, they say. The Postal Service did not provide a reason for the suspension or say how long it expects to last. But earlier yesterday, Beijing announced it would counter President Trump's new 10% tariff on Chinese goods with retaliatory tariffs of its own. China said starting next Monday, it would implement a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products, along with a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars imported from the United States. President Trump says he plans to speak with Chinese president in the coming days. So this is obviously a developing story. As I mentioned, I literally just heard this as I went on the air. So what do you think about that? I mean, I know we are going to see a lot of changes under the new administration, but how many of you buy things out of China? I mean, I really, truly prefer to purchase things made in the United States, but there are things where all of a sudden I'll look online, I'm like I just mentioned, the 2 very big companies that a lot of you have probably bought from in the last handful of years, Shein and Temu. I mean, I see things from people telling me, oh yeah, I got this from Temu, I got that from Temu, I got furniture from Temu, I got clothes and jewelry, etc. Well, good luck getting it, evidently, until further notice. So it'll be interesting to see what plays out with this. Again, a developing story, but as much as you possibly can, again, made in the USA. This is, by the way, not only made in the USA, but it's a company that I work with for our clothes and all of our merchandise from a company that is tied into first responders. So I haven't talked about our merchandise in a while. That's why I wore not only our jacket. I know I've got a bunch of brand new people that watch us, but we've got our Know Your Value. That is my mantra I came up with a couple of years ago. Know Your Value merchandise, jackets, shirts for men, for women. We've got journals, we've got coffee or teacups, all of that. Let's support Made in the USA. That's right. Julie's probably pumping her hand in the air. Made in the USA. She also said, yuppie puppies, buy a football square. Yes, as we're going to talk about Super Bowl Sunday, they are doing their own Super Bowl squares. So you can buy from them and support, obviously, a wonderful organization. Diane, oh no, I'm waiting for some supplies only available from companies in China, her millinery for her hats, etc. Well, yep, I'm telling you, if you're looking for these and you need them anytime soon, I don't know. Good luck. I thought you would probably need. That is a definite need to know. All right, I showed you this earlier. I'm going to pour some because my voice feels a little strained this morning. So orange juice does a body good, right? Vitamin C. I just took up a bunch of vitamin C, vitamin B12, took some emergency gummies. I feel like a little kid when I take these. All right, the last days. Yes, listen to this. This is news you can use. The last days of American orange juice. Say what? Yep. You know, as many families, orange juice was always on the breakfast table, right? When you were growing up, affordable, delicious, as I just mentioned, full of vitamin C. The high levels of sugar were considered less of a problem at the time. I think people now are looking for less sugars, less pulp, etc. But orange juice isn't so cheap anymore. In fact, Tropicana, I'm just going to use Tropicana for instance. They shrunk their bottles. They raised prices in recent years. And since 2019, the price of concentrate has increased by about 80%. Chances are slim that it's going to go down anytime soon. Some of this is because of inflation. And if President Trump ever goes through with all the tariffs that are being threatened, not only, as we just mentioned about China, but Mexico and Canada, orange juice, which once came to America from Florida, but now is generally made from a mix of international oranges, could become even more expensive. Yet orange juice is also facing a grander problem than the economy. The world's biggest orange producers aren't growing as much fruit as they used to. So as orange availability slides, the era of orange juice is rapidly coming to an end. And the primary cause is a disease known as citrus greening, when tiny, hard to control insects called Asian citrus feed on orange trees. They inject bacteria that floods the tree's veins. Can you imagine not having orange juice at the table? Come on, we need orange juice. Orange juice and our eggs. This is a story I also wanted to tell you about. This first is about 100,000 eggs that were stolen from the back of a distribution truck. This happened in Pennsylvania, and the eggs are worth about $40,000. The police say the theft happened over the weekend, and it was at Pete and Jerry's Organics in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. According to the police, approximately 100,000 organic eggs were stolen from the back of the truck. They didn't have any new information on this. Bird flu, though, is forcing farmers to slaughter millions of chickens a month, pushing the U.S. egg prices to more than double their cost in the summer of 2023, according to the Associated Press. Average price per dozen eggs, and it probably doesn't surprise you as you've been grocery shopping, nationwide has now hit $4.15. That was back in December, and it continues to rise. It's not quite as high as the $4.82 record that was set just a couple of years ago. However, the Agricultural Department predicts egg prices are going to soar another 20% this year. And I saw one particular company, that was the Waffle House. They are charging a 30-cent surcharge because of the bird flu. So again, when we talk about giving you news you can use, there's a lot of things here that are going to hit your pocketbook, right? You hit your wallet, hit the purse strings. So just be aware of this as you are out and about. And then we'll talk about any new developments that have to do with any of this. I drink OJ every day, Linda says, and the price has really gone up. It is crazy. But isn't it everything? I mean, eggs and laundry detergent and Oh my gosh, the price of toilet paper is ridiculous. Audra, good morning. She says over 1 million packages a day come into the U.S. from Shein and Temu. They bypass U.S. duties by falling under the minimum rule, under $800. Shop and support local, and oh no to orange juice. Yes, local, local, local. Please support local, small business, women-owned business, everything. We had a great meeting yesterday about a new mobile Monica we're looking to have, and she is actually a women-owned business and supports LGBTQ. So there's a lot of different things in her company that we will support for her. Diane said she bought eggs yesterday at Schnucks in Fairview Heights. Holy Lord, for $7.50 for 18 eggs, that is absolutely ridiculous. Michelle says she likes her OJ with champagne. Yes, again, a little mimosa action. You might need to be making Bellinis soon, though, if you can't get your orange juice. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and drink some of my orange juice. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. All right, be thinking about who do you want to win? Where are you watching the game? And are you hosting? Are you watching for the game? Are you watching for the commercials? I'm so glad that I actually am able to finally stay up and watch it, because all my years of working in TV and radio, we'd get up at 2:30 in the morning or even earlier. So we were lucky to watch the first half and then get to bed and then have to get up and start scrolling through and getting all the highlights of everything and going back and watching tapes, etc., to be able to see what the heck happened the night before, because we all had to go to bed so early. Now, I finally get a chance to go to a party. Yes, I'm going to a party. I'm not hosting, going to a party and enjoying the game and enjoying the commercials. We'll talk all about it on Monday morning. But what do you want to talk about when it comes to Super Bowl? You let me know. Super Bowl talk and Brian Austin Green still to come here on The Real Monica Adams Show.
Monica show. It's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking place in our communities.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
It really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
And I want to thank Chris Sims, a longtime customer of mine, actually reached out to me, just met with him. We got a couple of new sport coats for him, a couple of new shirts, a couple of new vests, even a leather vest. So yes, if you didn't know, I have been a design and wardrobe consultant for over a decade now, and always concentrated on men, but now we can do men and women. So if you're looking for something exciting, and I've got a dear friend who will be on with me on Friday. A lot of you know Dot Fleshman with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. We do Friendship Friday. We do a little real estate talk. We mix it all in for you. We'll be doing that coming up in just a couple of days. She purchased around Christmas time a gift card for her husband, Ron, to make a brand new custom sport coat for him with the American flag as the lining. So yes, we can customize things to your business, to something special that has to do in your life with your family, with your honey, with you, whatever it may be. Let's do that. If you've never had that done before, that is a unique gift that keeps on giving. So yes, Valentine's may be right around the corner, but you could get a gift card and then set up the appointment. We've got birthdays, we've got holidays, or just because you love somebody and you want something unique. So yes, if you didn't know, that is part of our brand. All right, Super Bowl 59. It is crazy. 59 Super Bowls. And of course, it's exciting right now in Louisiana. A lot of people already heading to be a part of it. Well, here's all you need to know about the Super Bowl. First, let's ask this question to you. Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, he came out yesterday because we're doing all the Super Bowl, getting ready for the big Super Bowl game, but there's so much that happens leading up to the Super Bowl. He disputed the perception that officials favor the Kansas City Chiefs over the Philadelphia Eagles. He said, in fact, and I quote, "That is absolutely a ridiculous theory." All right, I'm going to put that to you. What do you think? He addressed several topics, including diversity, an 18-game season, international expansion, Tom Brady's dual role as a broadcaster and co-owner, and a whole lot more during press conferences. They are actually taking out of the end zone the words, what do you think about this? And racism for the first time in a handful of years. So that will not be showing up when you watch the Super Bowl. But what do you think? After watching the Chiefs play Buffalo, do you think there's favoritism there? They're going, by the way, the Chiefs are going for a three-peat on Sunday in a rematch against the Eagles, who lost to Kansas City 38-35 just 2 years ago. And if this happens and the Chiefs win, then Patrick Mahomes becomes the official GOAT. A lot of people always talked about Tom Brady, but it will go. That title will go to Patrick Mahomes. A questionable spot on Josh Allen's sneak on 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter of Kansas City's 32-29 victory over Buffalo just last weekend in the AFC Championship game 2 weekends ago, became a major point of contention. And people are all over social media still talking about it. So Goodell said a lot of those theories are things that happen in social media and they get a new life, right? So he said, I understand that. I think it reflects a lot of the fans' passion. It's a reminder for us on how important officiating is. He said, I quote, I think the men and women officiating the NFL are outstanding. We have the highest possible standards. It's a ridiculous theory for anyone who might take it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's something we have to work at. How do we make our officiating better? What do you think? I was asking my husband because I did not see the game against Buffalo. Did you think it was questionable? Do you think, because I will say that I have agreed with some one-sided officiating in the past, not just in the NFL, but in the NHL and Major League Baseball. Did you agree with it at all? Let me know your thoughts. Let's see. Michelle, you're hilarious. She says, egg prices, eggs stolen. The prices are extraordinary. Diane, they limit purchases of 3 cartons per purchaser where she was buying her eggs. And again, skyrocketing prices. Men and women both, whether you're watching live right now or you watch later and you want to do a little hashtag replay for us. Do you think in that game that there was favoritism towards, and we're going to go ahead and own them, our Kansas City Chiefs? Do you think that's going to play into the game, the big game, Super Bowl Sunday this weekend? Who do you want to win, by the way? Do you want the Chiefs to win, or do you want? I'd like to know my audience a little bit better. Are you Chiefs fans or are you Philadelphia Eagles fans? This is interesting. I thought for sure that a sitting president would have been at a game in the past, but President Trump says he will attend the Super Bowl in New Orleans. He will be the first sitting president to go. The U.S. Secret Service, of course, responsible for protecting Trump, said in a statement yesterday that it has had staff on the ground for days preparing for his visit. He will watch the Chiefs take on the Eagles. A Secret Service spokesman said extensive planning and coordination have been in place to ensure the safety of all attendees, all players, all staff. Security measures have been further enhanced this year, given that this will be the first time a sitting president of the United States will attend the event. Fans attending the game can expect more information in the coming days about what to expect regarding security checkpoints. That is going to be nuts. Okay. Before we continue our talk about the Super Bowl, let's talk about our St. Louis Blues. They lost to the Edmonton Oilers. The final was 3-2. You've got the Blues back in action tomorrow against the Panthers. That game will be at 7 p.m. All right, we're going to come back and talk all things Super Bowl. Diane said, I'm for the Chiefs to break the record. Me too. Right? And then there's a tie, of course, to Missouri. But what about you? Feel free to let us know. Just type in real quick one word, Chiefs or Eagles. Are you tired of the Chiefs winning? Or if you're from our area, do you want them to win? All right, soothing my throat with a little orange juice in the numbered days of our orange juice. Okay. Have you ever been to a Super Bowl? That's what I asked at the beginning. I have, and I surprised my best friend. Her birthday's on January 30th. So that particular year, when the Rams beat the Tennessee Titans in Atlanta, it actually fell on her birthday, like one of the best birthday presents ever. I surprised her with getting a ticket. I also had a press pass and an auxiliary press pass. So my mom went and my best friend went. I bought the ticket at the time. It was $1,000. Okay. $1,000 at the time. Have you seen the prices of what tickets are up to now? The most inexpensive ticket price right now is in the $5,000 range. However, I have seen that not as many people, so it's for, supply and demand, not as many people are racing to get their tickets. So the price is actually coming down. So I looked, and the cheapest ticket currently available is on SeatGeek. It costs $5,258, just in case you're wanting to go and you somehow have that kind of money just laying around. I did look over on Ticketmaster, the least expensive ticket there, slightly higher at $5,995 for a Super Bowl ticket. Holy cow. If you're looking for the best seats, some of the most coveted tickets on SeatGeek are priced. Are you ready for this? At $18,000, putting you practically on the field. Ticketmaster has more available, offering premium seats for $35,500. Who pays that? I mean, you've got to have just expendable income. Again, $1,000 was a big deal for me 5 years ago, but 35,000, 18,000, I just think that's ridiculous. Okay. It was just absolutely ridiculous. So the Chiefs are favored to win, by the way, in Las Vegas odds. So if you are a Chiefs fan, that'll make you happy. Again, it's the Eagles facing the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. The game time, by the way, is at 5:00 our time. As I mentioned, it's in New Orleans. It's going to be at the Caesars Superdome. It will be broadcast on Fox in the U.S. as well as other Spanish language commentary like Telemundo, Fox Deportes. The protagonists who will highlight the music this year include Kendrick Lamar, Jon Batiste, Trombone Shorty, Lauren Daigle, who I absolutely love, and Ledisi. Is it Ledisi? I don't know that name. The national anthem will be sung by Jon Batiste and has actually appeared every night as the band leader of Stay Human, who were the house band for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The halftime show, one of the most anticipated moments of the Super Bowl, is the halftime show, which since 1993 has become an important showcase for international artists. Like in previous years, Michael Jackson, Prince, which I think was one of the best Super Bowls ever, U2, Paul McCartney, Black Eyed Peas, Madonna, Beyonce, Rihanna. They have all had the opportunity to liven up the event. And Kendrick Lamar will be in charge of headlining the halftime show. So a lot of people talk about watching the Super Bowl for the halftime show, for the commercials, which, by the way, I looked, and a lot of the commercials are already out there. You can see them all already. If you want to watch them in advance and not have to watch the game and not have to stay up, the winners of the 2025 Super Bowl, not sure if you know this, but they will receive $171,000 as a prize. After 58 editions, the Steelers and the Patriots are the biggest winners in the Super Bowl era. In this year's edition, orange is the favorite to be the color of the winning coach's bath at the Super Bowl, with a betting line of plus 200. And as of January 30th, the Chiefs are favored to win over the Eagles. The point spread favors the Chiefs by 1.5 points, with a money line of minus 130 for the Chiefs and plus 110 for the Eagles. And there is a curious detail that I wanted to pass along that very few people know. It is that the rings are also given to the losing team of the Super Bowl. Did you know that? I didn't know that until this morning. Obviously, this ring is less luxurious than the winner's ring, but just for being in the Super Bowl, the losing team will get a Super Bowl ring. And then how about the MVP award? This recognition is awarded by voting a percentage corresponding to the fans, 20% in an online vote. The most important part, 80%. By a group of 16 specialized journalists. The record, by the way, belongs to Tom Brady. He has 5 awards, 4 with the Patriots and 1 with the Buccaneers. And the Super Bowl trophy. This is a fine and luxurious piece made of sterling silver with a height of 22.75 inches, a weight of 107.3 ounces. I actually thought it might have weighed a little bit more than that. Do you know how many rookies have played in the Super Bowl? In NFL history, only 6 rookie quarterbacks have started in a conference championship game in their first year, none making it to the Super Bowl. And lastly, which Super Bowl was the highest scoring in history? What do you think? That honor belongs with the San Francisco 49ers when they defeated the San Diego Chargers by 49-26 for a total of 75 points scored in the duel. And how long is a Super Bowl? A Super Bowl is longer due to many factors, although the game has a duration of 60 minutes of effective play. An American football game usually lasts an average of, what do you think, 3 hours due to the pauses in the game, including halftime. Halftime of a regular game is 15 minutes. In Super Bowl, it lasts 30 minutes due to the show that's presented and how obviously the putting it all together and tearing it all down. So that would be interesting. And over the years, how many people watch the Super Bowl, of course, has changed. It's recorded figures of more than 100 million viewers in the United States, which is why they can charge as much as they do for commercials, more than 200 million around the world. Julie Fabian was just talking about buying some Super Bowl squares from Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. There are tons of people who do these. The game is played on a 10 by 10 grid, with one side of the grid with the Chiefs, the other side with the Eagles. Each participant buys a square for a fixed price that can be determined by the player. For example, $5 per square. You can buy as many squares as you want. We would love, though, for you to buy your squares and support the wonderful Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. Diane says she's happy to see the president support the Super Bowl. I am truly surprised that he is the first sitting president that will be at one. And what is the answer? Yes or no? Will Taylor Swift be at the Super Bowl? The answer, of course, is yes. Linda says Chiefs and the refs have a difficult job. Sometimes they miss a call. They're human. I think you can see it better on TV, Diane says. Yep. Instead of spending all that money. Fantastic details. You're welcome. I did a lot of work. I was up very late because I knew a lot of you were maybe interested in some of that. Fun facts. Again, I've been to a Super Bowl in the past. I went about 3 days early to the whole Super Bowl week, all that leading up. It was really cool. I was able to watch the football being made. I was able to kick a field goal, which is not as easy as you think it would be, but playing soccer, I was a goalie, by the way. I actually was able to make a field goal, which I think was fun. But for some people, even lifting that ball up off the ground. So give them a little break here, right? And then all of the fans being there and the nerves, there's just a lot going on in every game, including, of course, on Super Bowl Sunday. All right, there you go. A lot of information for you. It's 7:30. Let me put my glasses on. Is it 36 or 38? It is 7:36. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, do you remember him from 90210? But he's been in a lot of other things. But a lot of you probably remember Brian Austin Green from his 90210 days. We want to talk to him about his own health. But in particular, this is for all of the men in your life. I want you to listen, really listen about the importance of being your own health advocate, taking care of yourself, prostate health, urological health, neurological disorders, ulcerative colitis. These things have affected Brian in past years, but he's doing really well. We're going to talk to him, and then we'll wrap up about this afternoon. We've got a 4:00 show. Excited to be back with Chuck Gillentine from Defiance Ridge Vineyards, but not just Chuck. He's bringing somebody in. We're going to talk about chocolate and wine. Oh, what an amazing pairing. And then Dot Fleshman with Coldwell Banker Gundaker will be with us on Friday. We've got Yuppie Puppies Positive Talk Time tomorrow. Again, start thinking about those pet-related topics as we have our Positive Talk Time coming back tomorrow all the way through October. So a lot of fun shows coming up for you on Thursdays. And then we've got some big shows coming on tap. By the way, Diane Isbell will be on with us on Monday. We'll be talking with not only Diane, but a friend of hers, Shelly, who will be discussing juvenile diabetes and a really cool event coming up in the beginning of March. You might even be able to get one of Diane's wonderful masterpieces, Hats by Diane. Tuesday, we'll be talking with David Hawkins, a wonderful pastor from the Living Word Church in Collinsville, Illinois. So again, I always ask you, are there topics or guests that you would like for us to have on the show? If there are, let me know and we'll bring them on. All those human interest stories to come.
Monica, I can't thank you enough for having me on your show. I'm just so blessed and grateful. Finding people like yourself and those that you interview is priceless. Being able to spread hope and joy, love, empowerment, encouragement, and letting everyone know that sharing their story is extremely powerful, and their story is so unique, and they need to share their story because you don't know who you will impact and change, and it could change the trajectory of someone's entire day or the trajectory of their entire life by just hearing your story. And for you to be able to share everyone's story and let people know they're not alone, thank you so much for doing that. And the intentionality is fabulous. I love you already. We've known each other for several months now, but I'm so glad that we were able to do this together, and great things to come. So thank you so much for everything you do. Your show is amazing. You are amazing, and you're just an inspiration to everyone. So I appreciate you. I'm blessed to be here, and thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you, Monica?
I'm good, Brian. Great to see you.
Good to see you
I have a
also.
connection actually with your wife. She and I hung a little bit at the Indy 500 before you two were together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Been a big fan of hers, big fan of Dancing with the Stars, and I love the two of you together. I just love your story, and I'm so thrilled for you. I just wanted to start with that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, she's an amazing woman. I'm
You
super
both are.
lucky.
You both are. You got
Thank
a great
you.
family. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. All about the family unit. You know, as women, we're very big into making sure that our husbands, our boyfriends, partners, etc., are okay. I love that you're speaking out about this, because I think a lot of people, Brian, your age, maybe even younger guys, they wouldn't even be thinking about this. You have someone who's
Right.
50, 55 and older, and they start being told that by their doctors. But I love this message you're getting out.
Well, the problem is, I think if you wait until that age to start doing annual screenings, you're behind the ball a little bit. And things start compiling and becoming bigger problems at that point. So why not start getting in at a younger age? It's so simple at this point. Screenings in general, for prostate health, for health in general, it's their blood draws. You can go into your doctor's office, and it takes like 5 minutes to do. And you can find out so much information. And then you can, with your doctor, you can figure out a plan for something that's going on, and you can be ahead of it all and be a bit more proactive, and hopefully nip things in the bud so you can move on with life confident, knowing that you're going to be around for a while, and you can just take care of yourself physically on the outside, knowing that the inside is doing what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely. And again, for those that are, you know, in their 30s, in their 40s, they're going to be hearing this and going, wow, I wouldn't even think that's something I have to be thinking about. But
Right.
We always hear about knowing your numbers. So what made you want to take this step and be this advocate?
Well, I have 5 kids first. So that was a big part of it for me, because I really want to be around as long as possible for my kids and for Sharna and for everyone that's around me. But I also, you know, I've gone through some health issues recently. I've dealt with ulcerative colitis off and on. I had neurological issues for a little while. So I really became aware of the fact that what's going on inside my body, I may not be having signs of until it sort of slaps you in the face, and it's something that you then are forced to deal with. And I realized, you know what, I want as much information about what's going on as possible so I can be proactive with it all, and things aren't as aggressive and pressing as they are when you're in the middle of something.
You know, Brian, for the men that are listening to you,
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is for them to even make the step to go to the doctor. I think is it the fact that you're all worried about the outcome, you're scared about what you have to go through? If so, what can you say to them of your experience?
I understand the stigma of it, because I was very much the same way. I didn't go to the doctor, and men tend to have a sense of, you only go to the doctor when something's wrong. Oh, my shoulder hurts, I'm going to go get it checked out. My knee's killing me. My hip hurts from working out. But otherwise, oh, I'm fine. Like everything feels fine. So there's no reason to go. It's become so simple at this point. There used to be so much stigma, especially with prostate cancer screening, because it was a rectal exam. it seemed invasive for a lot of men. Men didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to discuss it. They wanted to avoid it as much as possible. There's no excuse now. Now they've got the PSA testing, it's a blood draw. You go in and it takes 5 minutes of your time. You can do it annually. You don't even need an appointment with your doctor. Most of the time you go into your doctor's office and the nurse can do it that does blood draws normally. It takes about 5 minutes. You walk in, they do the blood draw, you walk out, and they start giving you results the very next day. And they can test for pretty much anything that's going on in your body. And then you have a good sense of how everything is working and what you're doing too much of or what you're not doing enough of. And it just guys don't realize it makes life so much easier when you know, like, the inside is working. So now I can go to the gym and work out confidently and know that, like, the inside matches the outside and what I'm trying to accomplish.
Well, and again, we don't want to get it to a point where we have to be nagging. We have to say, hey, have you gone to the doctor? You need to get to the doctor. It's really, as we said before, knowing the numbers, being proactive, which is why we're having you on today, the prevention aspect. Yes, maybe you find something out. I mean, obviously, if you have a family history, et cetera, but you don't want to be waiting until it's too late.
Well, the thing, like, with prostate cancer is it's not even necessarily an aggressive form of cancer. A lot of men can test positive for prostate cancer and there's no treatment at all that then comes. Sitting with your doctor will say, oh, it's fine right now, let's just watch it. But otherwise, let's not change anything. It's fine. And then for some men, it can become aggressive. So it's better to know ahead of time and be able to set up a game plan compared to figuring out a plan of dealing with something that has just completely burned out of control and become a forest fire in your body.
Well, I'm glad that you are doing this, that you're getting the message out there for all that have followed. Obviously, we're all big fans of yours from 90210 days. I love the fact that everybody that's followed you is like, whoa, if he can do this, if he's speaking out about it, I can do it as well. Lastly, what's on the horizon for you that we can see you in?
At this point, there's not really much on the horizon. I mean, I always have things in the works, but I'm raising my baby and my kids, and Sharon and I we're moving, so I have a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot on my plate right now, so I'm trying to manage all of it and not let it get out of control.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best with everything. And obviously people can follow you guys on Instagram. Love every time you two are posting and just watching this wonderful love story. Again, thank you so much for getting the message out there, Brian.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye. And a special shout out, by the way, to St. Raphael, the Archangel. I will be doing their auction. I hope I get my voice back because this is the event of the year where I always come back and lose my voice. So I will be, I'll be going to we'll be talking with Galentine's event on Thursday, the 13th, and then maybe resting and having a nice Valentine's dinner with my honey on the 14th, and then resting up
for a little bit as we get into the 15th for the big auction. We've got that one coming up. We also have Incarnate Words right around the corner. We have Care STL. So we've got 3 big ones in the coming months. And what about you? Do you have an organization that you would like to have money raised unlike anything you've ever seen? And I do pride myself with that. That is not at all to sound braggadocious. I'm telling you that I have been told that from organization after organization that we have raised with my brand and my team. We've raised more money than these people have in any of their organizations, any of their years. We also in the fall, by the way, will be doing Yuppie Puppy Forever Rescue. Their gala will be coming up later in the fall. So we'll be letting you know more about that when tickets go on sale, etc. But I'm excited. I've got a big heart for nonprofits, and I literally bring my A+ game and go all out for you to raise a ridiculous amount of money. We have a lot of fun together. And again, I give it my all so that the next 24 to 48 hours after that, I just have to completely rest my voice. This is the one though, St. Raphael. They are loud and fun, and I am looking forward to it. So that'll be coming up on the 15th. Excited for that. Let's see. Diane said, what a great experience to go to a Super Bowl in person. It really was. If you ever get an opportunity, I won't want you to spend $18,000 to $35,000, but if you get an opportunity, yes, go. Richard said, we have done the chocolate wine trail in Herman about 7 times in the last 25 years. I've never done that. We were hoping to do a mobile Monica with them. Unfortunately, they didn't have the money to book us, but sounds like a lot of fun, Richard. He said, we've learned so much about the pairing of wine and chocolate. Truly amazing how a piece of chocolate completely changes the taste of the wine. Yes, and just food in general, right? The pairings of food and wine and being able to be taught that from someone who really knows what they're doing. I'm going to hop over here to Instagram. I want to say good morning to Tina Knox. Good morning, real estate Tina Knox. I love you and love what you do. Claire Flowers is on. I don't know if she still is, but good morning to Claire Flowers. I've been wearing her shoes for a long, long time. I went over to X and Rumble and YouTube, wanted to make sure that we weren't missing anybody on there. We do love you. And after our shows, do us a favor. We always ask you to please share, like, follow. Make sure that you are following the page, because some people are like, hey, I don't ever know when you're on. You get a notification when you're following, and all you have to do is click the follow button. As long as you're doing that, you'll get a notification. Okay, I'm going to give you a lineup of what's on tap. Again, at 4:00 this afternoon, we will be sitting down with Chuck Gillentine of Defiance Ridge Vineyards. And as I had mentioned, he is wanting to talk about chocolate and wine. We're going to sit down with Terry Wakefield. Terry's actually the ex-Bissinger chocolate master. So, Richard and everybody else, this man really knows what he's doing. They're actually discussing a wine dinner this afternoon, so they might give us a little sneak peek of that. But we're talking about Bissinger's chocolate and really good wine. So that'll be at 4:00 this afternoon. Please tune in live if you can. Interact with us if you can. If not, watch it on replay. Again, there's 450 plus shows for you to watch over the last almost 2 years. And I do want to give a little time to talk about this. Where do you think, and it doesn't have to be a specific business just yet, but maybe location, where would you like for us to celebrate 500 shows? Every time we've done 100, and I will say thank you to Carrie Samuelson for bringing it to our attention, because I don't know that we ever really would have gotten together to celebrate the next 100, the next 100. We are coming up on 500 shows quickly. And everybody's like, how in the world have you done 500 shows in less than 2 years? Well, because we're on every day. Almost every day we are on live for you, barely taking a break and just going. Just want to keep being a part of light in your life. And so if we can bring some positivity and hope and inspiration to you, then we have done our job. So we're coming up on 500. We like I said, we missed 100. We celebrated 200 at Christopher's in Kirkwood. We celebrated 300 at Just Be Kind Cafe down in DeSoto. And by the way, there is a full list of a ton of things that the DeSoto Merchants Society or Association or organization or whatever that they're doing coming up in the next couple of days, and then all throughout February, March. So support small businesses, and there's a lot of great ones down in DeSoto. We celebrated 400 with wonderful Tiffany and Larry Winkler at Circle 6. That is down in Defiance. They have the watering hole, also affiliated with their farm. And now we're looking for 500. Where would you like it to be? To me, here's what I see. And then you fill in the blanks for me. What would you like to be different at 500? And I do want to thank some of our Monica's Maniacs who said, hey, if you were to charge a ticket price, we would pay it. And then what we did is we teamed up with a charity of my choice that I thought would be interesting to give some of the ticket proceeds to. So is it a ticketed event? Do we team up with another charity? Do we have some really awesome past guests that you've all loved? Do we bring in some celebrities? Do we bring in some athletes? Do we bring in past musical guests? Do we have incredible food and drinks and we play games together? We have a bunch of giveaways. Do we do a live auction, a silent auction? I mean, I got a lot of things that are in my mind right now, but where do you think that can be? I see that as a really cool venue. I want to thank Diane Isbell. She has been truly working behind the scenes, coming up with ideas of businesses, not only for the idea of 500, but also for regular sponsors, as well as Mobile Monica places. We reward you. You want $150 quickly like that? Just turn us on to someone that is interested, that might be a friend of yours, or maybe you own the business, or you got a pop-up business, or you got a festival. You know, look, we went to a farmer's market on a weekend, and that's another thing I want to stress. It doesn't have to be on a particular day. They happen to be Thursdays for a long, long time. They used to be during the morning show. And then people said, does it have to be during the morning show? No, we can do afternoon. We can do evening. We can do happy hour. We just were with Carmen Gwynn, who owns Almost El Ritmo Dance Company. That was an evening dance show that, thank you so much for having us. And again, when you want to learn to dance, please support our past sponsors and support our past guests. Shelly Coview, thank you. Thank you all you do for helping nonprofits. We love you. You're very, very welcome and excited to talk with you as well. Yeah, nonprofits. I want to help out as much as I possibly can from an MC and an auction standpoint. We also bring them on the show sometimes. It's great, obviously, to support our small business, but we want to have small business supporting small business. That is truly what life is all about. So we'll be talking with Shelly. We'll be talking with Diane. We'll be talking with the pastor next week. But not only for Mobile Monicas and sponsors, but also for guests. And again, booking almost 2 years worth of shows single-handedly is a very difficult thing to do. So I'm looking for you to let us know about special interest stories, human interest stories that you want to know more about. Let me know who that is as well. Just again, my email, let's go ahead and put it on the screen for you one more time. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Let me know if it's somebody local or it's somebody in another state or another country. It doesn't matter. I want to thank my friend Brandon. He reached out and has a really cool story about a woman in Australia. And I said, let's bring her on. I mean, look, he goes, how many people do you have watching in Australia? And I was like, who knows? I know, though, that every time we bring on different countries, we bring on a new set of viewers. And I love that. So we've had a lot of viewers that are watching us now in Italy because of a handful of shows that we've done that are tied to Italy. We also have a woman that's a diehard watching us from the UK. So let's go big. Let's just start spreading this all around the world. All right, we're going to wrap up with our devotional. It is February 5th. So on today's date, again, we read from Jesus Listens from Sarah Young. Thank you so much to Marilyn. I hope you're doing great, Marilyn. Marilyn Westenberger gave us the Jesus Calling and the Jesus Listens books, as well as a Christmas one that we'll have for 2025. This is My Great God, Only in You can I find lasting joy. There are many sources of happiness in the world, and sometimes they spill over into joy, especially when I share my pleasure with you. You shower so many blessings on my life. I want to take note of each one, responding to your goodness with a glad, thankful heart. As I draw near you with a grateful mindset, the joy of your presence enhances the pleasure I receive from your blessings. On days when joy seems a distant memory, I need to seek your face more than ever. Instead of letting circumstances or feelings weigh me down, I can encourage myself with biblical truth. You are always with me. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward, you will take me into glory. I must hold on to these glorious truths with all my might as I make my way through the debris of this broken world. Help me remember that you yourself are the truth. You are also the way, so it is wise to follow you. The light of your presence is shining on me, illuminating the pathway before me. In your bright name, Jesus, amen to that. And thank you again for all of you that stay on. And I love to watch the numbers stay right there. Stay on and listen to the incredible word. We started organically putting devotionals in at the end of the show. And it is now a thing, whether it's from home reading from Jesus Listens or Jesus Calling, or on set when we do our 100 Days to Freedom book. All right, well, I'm going to rest a little bit this midday and into the afternoon, and then I will see you all again later today at 4 o'clock for our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. If you're at home, great. Tip back a drink or have a mocktail or have a little orange juice, whatever. Get educated, laugh together. And as Richard said, it's exciting to find out the whole pairing aspect of food and wine. And today it'll be chocolate and wine. And then we'll be back with you tomorrow morning from Cottleville as we kick things back off with Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue and our wonderful positive talk time. I am really looking forward to seeing all the brand new doggies that are up for adoption. We don't want any long timers anymore. We want to get them out and get them adopted. So we'll talk about Jalapeno's story. We'll talk about Pet Dental Month. That's one of the topics for sure. But if you want to email me before tomorrow morning and say, hey, can you and Jessica address this? I mean, she is the authority on dogs. So if you're having any troubles with your animals at home, or if it has to do with maybe training them or boarding them or getting them groomed, etc., remember Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville and O'Fallon for everything that you need. All right. Love you all so much. I'll see you this afternoon. If not, do a little replay, watch later. And then if not, we'll see you in the morning, bright and early at 7 a.m. We've got exciting things to come tonight in Defiance, tomorrow morning in Cottleville. Love you all so much. And remember, everything you can do throughout the world, believe in yourself. The greatest thing you can do, though, is to be kind. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day.